Mbukeli sawubona unjani kodwa uyazi ukuthi sekuyisikhathi phela sokuthi senifafaze ngolwazi olunzulu mayelana namalungelo enu njengabathengi. Yimina uNhlanhla Alicia wakajali ngiyanibingelela kuzo zonke indawo lapha engazi ukuthi vele nithamele khona lolu hlelo Yilungelo Lakho, it's your right khona la ku SABC 1. Uyazi ke mbukeli ngihlezi ngikwenza ukuthi ube yingxenye yohlelo lethu. Emva kwethuba ngizokuvulela phela nawe ingcingo ukuthi usithinte la e-studio. Inombolo zethu ayikakashintshi 011-714-6918 or 714-6919. Ungasithumela i-email ku consumer@sabc.co.za. Sikhona futhi kuma social media networks, we are up there. Ngabe siniphathele yiphi indaba kodwa namhlanje? Mbukeli ukuhlala ezindlini ezibizwa ama-complex noma ama-sectional title dwelling sekuyindlela edume kakhulu kubantu abaningi lapha eMzansi. But that convenience as well as peace of mind this can provide can also turn out to be a nightmare uma phela usulwa noma stand phecelezi umphathi wendlu noma lento ebizwa i-body corporate. And these are a daily experience of many consumers out there. Kodwa ngaphambi kokuthi sizwe kabanzi phela ngemigomo ekumele wena uyilandele njengomqashi, ake sibheke nanku umbiko.
Ukukhuleka kokwazi ukuthi uphephile kuyikhona esikhathini esiningi okuheha abantu ukuba bathenge izindlu kuma complexes. Kodwa ke ngale kwalezi zindonga kukhulu ukuhlukumezeka, ukuhahamezana nokungezwani phakathi kwabongamele lama complex kanye nabanini bezindlu. Inhlalo yakuma complexes yenganyelwe umthetho owaziwa nge-Sectional Titles Act. Kanti futhi kuma complexes kuyaye kube khona ikomiti, i-body corporate elibhekene nenhlalo nokuphepha kanye nokusetshenziswa kwezimali. I-body corporate izikhathi eziningi iyaye ibeka imithetho, imigomo yokuhlalisana. Le mithetho ke kokunye iyaye inganambitheki kahle kwabanye. Isibonelo nje, umthetho ozothi akungabi namsindo phakathi kwamahora athize, izingane azivunyelwe ukugijima noma ukudlala ibhola ngaphakathi kwi-complex. Umthetho ozothi izivakashi zakho azibe yisibalo esithize, nanokuthi kungenzeka ukhokhiswe ngokwephula umthetho othize. Kwabanye lokho ungazwakala sengathi usejele elincane, kodwa ke akulutho uma qhathaniswa nokuhlukumezeka okufana nokucishelwa ugesi noma ukudlela umuzi uma ungakhokhelanga ama-levy. I-levy lena ke kuba imali ekhokhwa nyanga zonke, iyaye ibekwe kwisikhwama se-complex ukuba imali ekhokhela onogada nesetshenziselwa ukuqikelela ukuhlanzeka kwe-complex. Kwamanye ama-complex ke kuyaye kube nomthetho othi uma ungakhokhile i-levy uzocishelwa ugesi. Esikhathini esedlule sake savakashela uNomzane Williams eMpumalanga neGoli eRoodeport. uWilliams wayesecishelwa ugesi iminyaka ngoba ehluleka ukukhokhela ama-levy.
I went to different departments. I went to rental tribunal, to human rights, to legal aid, and to pro bono attorneys who tried to assist me in this matter.
Engeyedwa ke uWilliams kulokhu sivakashele uSibongile ongafunanga ukuvezwa ngenxa yokwesabela ukuhlukumezeka. uSibongile uthi uneminyaka emihlanu athenga umuzi kule complex, kodwa akuhlaleki. U-body corporate wabo ubadlisa ngamapayipi.
Uma ungabhadalanga ama-levy wakho nge-15 kuba ne-cut off, uyakhathelwa i-electricity. kanti umthetho futhi loyo kamasipala or ka-government awuyivumi leyo nto. Even u-government ukunikeza up to 120 days wenza ama-arrangement ukuthi uzokhokha kanjani, but hhayi kule complex uyagcinyelwa. Kangangoba nami ngithole iletha yokuthi ngizogcinyelwa ugesi ngoba ngibhadalanga, kodwa ngibhadalile i-proof nginayo.
Uthi okubuye kube yingwijikhwebu yimali okufuze bayikhokhe engachazeki ukuthi eyani.
Siyafayinwa njengoba ngithole iletha kunama 88 rand. I-managing agent yethu actor as registered as a managing agent, but yena at the same time uzenza i-debt collector because akekho allowed ukuthi a-charge lama 88 rand fees. Njengalabantu abaningi uthola ukuthi akasakhona ukubhadala ama-fees, let's say wenza ama-arrangement, imali yakhe igcina inkulu, kungena ama-legal fees every month, indlu yakhe igcina ithathiwe yathengiswa ngokungemthetho, kungalandelwanga i-procedure e-right, kungayiwanga e-court, but indlu yomuntu ithathi yothengiswa.
Unomzane Williams ke yena umuzi wakhe wafakwa ku-auction, wadliwa, wadayiswa. Hlengiwe Shibambu, Yilungelo Lakho.
Wow, sibonge kakhulu ngalo mbiko esiwudedelwe intokazi. Uhlengiwe uShivambu. Manje mbukela ukhuluma kabanzi phela ngodaba lethu la namhlanje. Let's welcome our guest in studio this afternoon. Sinaye intokazi uSiswanda Lubelwana. Yena ke uvela ngqo kwihhovisi lomxazululi izinkinga zeindawo zenhlalo ndawonye phecelezi wona lama complex nama sectional titles. Silindele intokazi uDeli Khambule obuya ku State Agency Affairs Board akakafiki, kodwa we do have in studio ummeli uEllen Levy ongummeli ke obuya kwa Ellen Levy Attorneys. Ladies and gentlemen, what a pleasure. Good afternoon.
Good day.
Mol.
Kunjani sisi?
Ngiyaphila kakhulu.
Ndiphilile man. Siswande khawusichazele kabanzi ngokuthi wena umsebenzi wakho uthini pha enansikeni before usikhomentela lapha ku-insert on based on what you saw.
I-Community Scheme Service yi-agency kahulumende. Thina sifike ngo-2016 and ujob yethu obu-ombudsman. Yabona as examples besizibone apha. That's exactly why we were created, so we can look after housing property owners so that they are treated fairly in situations like this. So Tina, we provide an ombud service as well as regulator schemes. We will work with managing agents to look at the conduct rules to make sure that they are registered with us. In terms of umthetho, every community scheme, whether it be a sectional title, homeowners association, a retirement village, housing cooperative, must be registered with the CSOS. Okay. So that khona ukudilishana in the cases as finances.
Okay. Sis, all right. I'm going to get your quick comment on Lulu Dabo Silbonile part, but I just want to quickly introduce Alan. Alan, welcome back once again. Thank you so much for joining us. A quick reminder of what it is that your company, your company actually does in terms of property.
Our law firm's been in existence for 16 years, and we specialize in community scheme law. That means any law or situations arising out of sectional title complexes, homeowners associations, shared block complexes and retirement villages.
All right.
We collect levies for a lot of entities that are owed levies by owners in the complex. We deal with disputes between owners. We assist owners and body corporates at the Ombuds office. And all issues that arise out of the complex, we help unit owners and body corporates with around the country.
All right. Now, Siswanda, look, talk to us about Inansigane Sibonile Pagui insert. The First Lady says, well, Mr. Williams, actually, the First Gentleman, he says his lights have been switched off because he cannot pay levies and his house was actually auctioned off eventually. Is this actually legal? And then I'm going to get Alan's comment as well from that.
Okay. That is why, as a regulator, Citiku community schemes, they must register with us. Okay. When they register, siyazijonga zonke conduct rules zabo. And if there are issues that we pick up, we go back to them, City lena ayivumelekanga in terms of umthetho. Le situation ibone pha, these are one of the incidences that as the community schemes ombud service, City ayivumelekanga. We have a list of what we call undesirable rules. Ezo rules ungazifumana ku website yethu ku www.cisos.org.za. And zilistiwe khona, and lena is one of those situations apho sithi as a CSOS hayi akuvumelekanga.
Okay, but is there any recourse for abantu abazifumana bekule meko efana neyaTatu Williams?
Absolutely. The first step is to try and resolve it with body corporate yakho kanye managing agent. If awufumani solution, you can come to uCSOS. uzolodge i-dispute, uchaze indaba yakho, and then thina we can help you. Sizawudibanisa wena kunye ne-managing agent okanye i-sectional title or i-trustees sizoyilungisa le ndaba.
All right. Now, Alan, let's talk about what we saw in the insert. Basically, I'm not sure if you followed Mr. Williams' case very closely, but his lights got switched off because he simply couldn't pay the levies in the complex. And later on, they actually took his house and put it in an auction. The second case study, she bought a house there in that complex. You saw she didn't want to be shown on television. She's fearing intimidation from the body corporate there. She says she bought the house 5 years ago. If you have not paid your levies by the 15th, then they start switching off your services like electricity and water, and they even take your house. Talk to us about that. Sis Wanda says it's not legal.
No, it's not. And there is a similarity in both cases. And I would say to all owners out there who live in community schemes, and community schemes are really the bulk of ownership of property in South Africa. You have millions and millions of owners living in community schemes. If your electricity is terminated, immediately request a copy of the court order. If a court has given an order saying the electricity can be terminated, then the party terminating it has carried out the order of the court.
Okay.
But in a lot of cases, there's no court order, and that is illegal. It's called a spoliation. And immediately, please contact my offices or contact the Ombuds offices, and that party must immediately restore the electricity. And if they don't, the court or the Ombuds office will order it immediately restored. And if the party who cuts it off doesn't listen, they're in contempt of court. That's a criminal offence, and it attracts a imprisonment or a fine.
All right.
So always ask and watch out for that court order. If it's not there, take immediate steps by contacting my office or the CSOS's office.
But now, Alan, those people have been evicted in their houses. Well, the second one, she's still living in that house. But I mean, who gets paid around the 15th? And I'm sure if that was not in the contract, can then the body corporate insist that you pay those services by the 15th? Isn't there a contract that establishes the type of relationship and those payment dates are supposed to be within that contract?
There is. Any owner living in a community scheme can right now email or phone their managing agent or their trustees and ask for a copy of the resolution, the levy resolution.
Okay.
On the levy resolution, it says how much one has to pay per month and by what date it's payable. That is the date you have to pay by. But certainly no resolution or no body corporate or managing agent can cut off electricity if it's not paid by a certain date.
All right.
That is illegal. Unless, as I said before, there's a court order.
All right. And sisi bangenza ntoni ke xa bezifumane kule meko? Is there any recourse, especially for Ntatu Williams, whose house has already been auctioned off? Angeze a source, and can you still maybe try and find a solution to ingxaki yakhe?
These are some of the examples of the issues that ICSOS deals with. That's why ICSOS was established.
Yeah.
Tina, they can come and lodge an application with us, and we'll take them through process here, to which is firstly conciliation and then adjudication. Adjudication comes with an order which is enforceable in court. And if they don't comply to that order, then they are in contempt of our CSOS Act as well. So this is why we were established, to help people with cases as in jail.
We're going to talk more in depth now about regulation, especially after this break. And we do have Ntokazi, as I had been telling you earlier on, Mrs. Deli Kambule. She is now, she has finally arrived. She's going to be joining the rest of my panel shortly after this break. Mbukela ungayindawo yazi ibuhlungu ngempela le ndaba ukuthi usukhokhe iminyaka indlu yakho uxoshelwe nje ukuthi awukhokhanga imali yokuthi icoshe odoti ku clean utshani. That is not a nice thing to go through. Siyabuya emva kwaleli khefu. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Mbukeli. Namhlanje ke sixoxa ngezindlu lezi ezibizwa ama-sectional title nama-complex, lapho ufike uqashe noma uthenge sekwakhiwe khona futhi kuhlala iningi labantu kulezi ndawo, kodwa akukho lula ukuthi uhlale lapha. Omastende noma ama-body corporate banokukunika abahlali iy'nkinga ey'ningi kakhulu. Usungashayela kucingo manje sengivulile iy'ncingo 011-714-6918, alternatively 714-6919. You can also email us your views to consumer@sabc.co.za or usithole lapha ku Facebook na ku Twitter. Also, Steli Nkambule is now in studio with us. She is the legal manager for enforcement and the compliance division at the State Agency Affairs Board. Ntokazi, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Awusichazele kabanzi ukuthi umsebenzi wakho kahle kahle wenzani wena on a daily basis, Ntokazi?
Okay. I work for the Estate Agency Affairs Board, and we are a regulatory body. We regulate estate agents, which means we're responsible for issuing fidelity fund certificates, and that enables them to operate legally. We're also responsible for ensuring that they're properly educated by ensuring that they go through the necessary qualification, your NQF4, your NQF5. We also are responsible for a fidelity fund, which is a cover that is responsible for covering the public in case a managing agent or estate agent misappropriate funds from the trust account.
And speaking of misappropriation of funds, we're just having a little discussion. In fact, it was between me, you and Alan during the break in terms of what are the consequences that estate agency board or body corporate or umastande for that matter angaba nayo. What are some of the repercussions ukuthi avana hamba ayocima ugesi engalandelanga igaba zomthetho?
Well, it's illegal for managing agents to switch off electricity, that we know. However, in terms of our code of conduct, there is nothing that we can do except to give advice to the person who has been aggrieved and direct him to take the routes of the court, to follow the route of the court and institute action against the estate agent. All we can do is, if the estate agent went against the instructions, for example, of the body corporate, where he was advised not to switch off the light, then that estate agent can be disciplined. But if the estate agent or managing agent was acting in terms of the mandate from the body corporate, then the board cannot do anything in that case.
Alan, you were obviously not happy with a certain part of this resolution. Talk to us about that and why.
I would say to owners out there, if your electricity is terminated, or if you have any issue with your managing agent, email the managing agent and say to them, may I please have a copy of your fidelity fund certificate? Because although managing agents are estate agents and have to hold a fidelity fund certificate, you still find lots of managing agents out there who aren't actually registered and shouldn't be practicing as managing agents. So as an owner, a piece of advice, if you have an issue with your managing agent, ask for a copy of the Fidelity Fund certificate. If they don't have it, you can then raise that with the Estate Agency Affairs Board and potentially report that managing agent.
So, Swandu, ayazi wena ukuthi yini le Fidelity Fund certificate?
Fidelity Fund, it speaks
Or
to
regulation.
regulation.
Usichazele kabanzi ngale certificate isani?
Basically, it's a certificate that entitles you to operate as an estate agent. So it's issued annually to a particular estate agent, and it comes with a cover where if, for example, as a managing agent or an estate agent, in this case a managing agent, you were to misappropriate funds belonging to the body corporate, because at some point in time as a managing agent you are responsible for the accounts of the body corporate, then that body corporate can come to the Estate Agency Affairs Board and submit a claim for those funds that have been misappropriated. So it's actually an insurance cover that covers the public.
And how much do actual owners and tenants know about these type of requirements, Alan? Do they know that there's supposed to be a fidelity fund certificate that is supposed to be in place?
I would say owners out there in general know very little. And education of owners out there is highly, highly important.
It's vital, yeah.
Such as in forums as these. Yeah, and I would encourage owners out there to educate themselves. There's a whole lot of information available on the CSOS and the Estate Agency Affairs
because that
website.
means they can be held liable for whatever the agent was acting upon in terms of the directives and so forth.
Well, the owner can suffer the consequences of a managing agent acting illegally, who's not even a registered estate agent, as a result of which their electricity gets terminated.
Okay, all right.
So if that happens, get a copy of the Fidelity Fund certificate. Also, in terms of the new CSOS Act, there is a section which deals with offences and penalties. And potentially a managing agent who cuts off electricity without a court order is liable for an offence or a penalty in terms of that section of the CSOS Act.
So that you can't act illegally. Mbugeli, I see you all the way to Randburg now and get our first caller on the line. Anonymous, thank you so much for staying in the line. I know you called during the first segment. A very good afternoon to you. Your comments, please.
Good afternoon. How are you?
We're very well, sir. How are you?
We are very happy. Your people doing a good job.
Thank you, sir.
I think long time ago I asking that people talking about the body corporate. Let every know what's going on in signal titles. I was just talking with the DA in the morning about this whole thing. You know, we here also in Mandalore and Witpoortjie, the people, the chairperson going inside and open the pots and see what the people eating for the evening. So bad is it in signal titles. I think what your people must doing, stop holding signal titles because there's more problems. And we got the same problem in our complex. We paying 250 Rand 27 years back. Now we're standing on 1,500 Rand levy. And what happened, there's no maintenance in this place. I like to know to investigate the management agents and the body corporates because it's friends from each other. The chairperson making friends to getting the brothers from her family to doing the implement water meters and everything. Not long ago, I received a letter. We must pay 457 Rand to implementing water meters. What we must pay, what she got 670,000 Rand in the kitty.
Anonymous.
Hello?
Anonymous, are you able to, without giving us the complex name, are you able to tell us who's the...
No, not now. I was talking with Cape Town, also the DA leader and the ANC. I was willing to go further on with the story. And this chairperson, she bully people when the general meeting is there. Always 4 months before, she bully people. She making trouble for other complexes. We can't be by the general meeting to be inside the general meeting that you can get more votes.
Anonymous, we want to help you. I'm sitting with a lawyer here, and I'm sitting with people from the relevant bodies that deal with these issues. So I'm trying to find out, like, if you can give us a little bit of information without, of course...
I will call Ellen. I got Ellen's telephone
You've got
number.
Ellen's... okay.
Yes, I got all the other ladies. It's 0800
all right.
223 2225. Is it right?
Absolutely. Is that your number as well?
Another thing is, I got a problem. Me, myself, was on the union. And I know the constitution rights.
Okay.
And also the human rights people must come in this whole matter because I just explained to you there's going to be a killing. People going to kill each other.
All right,
and
Anonymous.
This person making lot of
Anonymous,
trouble.
I'm going to have to cut you now. We're way over time, but thank you so much. I think we get the gist of your problem there, and we'll try and definitely address it shortly after the break. May I just ask our listeners and viewers as well, if you're calling in, just have a clear question or comment so that we are able to help you, and also keep it short because of time constraints. We are live after all. Masibambe lapho Mbukeli siphinde sithi jikelele ngasayitolo. Please, we're going to be addressing Anonymous's concerns after the break. Yilungelo Lakho mbukeli la kumamba phambili SABC namhlanje ke sixoxa ngendaba epersonal kakhulu futhi ehetha abantu abaningi mayelana nama sectional title dwellings lezinto esibiza ama complex. Uma ucabanga ukuthi ufika uhlala lapha sekwakhiwe sekunane furniture mhlambe siyakhiwe kodwa ikhanda olitholayo mase kumele phela ulwe nalabo baphathi mhlambe ngeindaba zokuthi irent awuyikhokhile ngesikhathi noma njengoba sezwile ku insert yethu ukuthi ama levies awukhona ukwakhokha ngaleso ngaleso sikhathi abasibhalile ugcine phela usuthathelwa ngisho indlu yakho kodwa ibond usuyikhokhile. Mbukeli ingcingo evuliwe la 0117146918 or 7146919. I do have Ellen, I have Usis Wanda, I have Usis Daily, all the relevant people abazophendulela inkinga zakho namhlanje. All right, so let's quickly go through ikhola yethu anonymous from Randburg. Very emotional, and it also sounds like he's had it. He says the way he feels, he thinks that they should just stop building these sectional titles, Siswanda, but that's not really the solution. Ikhona imithetho nemigomo. I think abantu abazi ukuthi kahle kahle how do they get access to yona leyo mgomo? Usichazele kabanzi.
Just before I get there, if I can add, isisos, areas apho si ne mandate kuyo. If unenkinga ne neighbors zakho, if unenkinga with meetings, how are they called? If unenkinga nge resolution that or the decisions that were made in meetings, or if unenkinga nge levies, or even common areas. Things like maintenance, repairs, and those things, you can come to usisos. Okay. How you access us? Website www.sisos.org.za. Sne offices eKapa, sne offices Durban, and also offices up at Johannesburg. Our Joburg number for that caller is 010-593-0533, and I'd ask him please to contact us because Tina's ngakwazi unceda.
All right. You know, Sister Deli, you were saying something very profound during the ad break, and it was sitting over, as you heard our caller was saying that the body corporate is basically bullying them with certain decisions that are taken. And you say that you've seen a trend where it's actually a collusion between estate agents and the body corporate. Talk to us about that, and how are you as a board then dealing with this if you know that it's out there and being practiced?
Well, what we've done is where we do receive complaints that the people they are being bullied by the managing agent as well as the trustees, we've taken action against the estate agent as long as they can
What type
prove.
of action?
In terms of our disciplinary action, we can charge that managing agent and bring them before a disciplinary committee where they can be fined a maximum of 25,000. They can also receive a reprimand, or they can have their license revoked, and therefore they are not allowed to trade. But going back to that issue, yes, we've seen where trustees or the body corporate, they tend to appoint someone that is so close to them so that when there are disputes or complaints, they're not attended by the managing agent because they're all colluding to the extent that some of the people staying in that complex end up not getting help. And when they don't get help, it becomes a problem because the whole point of the managing agent is to act in the interest of all parties.
Absolutely.
So that owners don't deal directly with each other, but they have this managing agent that helps them to resolve the disputes. And when we have a managing agent that is colluding with your chairperson, who is colluding with the trustees, it becomes a problem. But if we do get a complaint and we get that evidence, as the EAB, we do take action against those managing
Alan,
agents.
you also, sorry, Sis Deli, you also wanted to add something there, but I can just imagine how much worse it is if you're just a tenant and you're being bullied into these decisions and so forth, and you're not even an owner.
Yes. Whether you're a tenant or an owner, I want to point all the listeners out to the Sectional Title Schemes Management Act.
Yeah.
That's the new act which started in October 2016.
Yes.
And if you read Section 8, the heading is Fiduciary Position of Trustees. And trustees have to behave in a certain way. So I'd like to encourage all listeners to take a look at that section and see how the trustees in your complex should be behaving. If they're not behaving in that way, please take a look at another piece of the law. It's in the prescribed management rules, which is in the regulations to the Act. And Section 17(4) says that if an owner is not satisfied with something in the running of the complex, they can request the trustees to call a meeting within 14 days.
Okay.
You need 25% of the owners to request the meeting. And if the trustees don't call the meeting, the owners can then call the meeting. And at that meeting, on the agenda can be the replacement of the trustees or the removal of a certain chairperson or trustee who's colluding with the managing agent.
Okay.
Basically, there is help in the Act and in the regulations. Owners just have to educate themselves, know where to find the help. And in the help is ways to stop collusion and abuse that does occur in complexes.
Thank you so much, Alan. Let's go all the way right here in Johannesburg. Now we have Tebogo on the line. Tebogo, siyakwamukela umbuzo noma umbono?
Good afternoon, kunjani sisi?
Siyaphila Ntokazi, unjani wena?
Ngiyaphila.
Ngiyaphila sisi. Bakwenzeni wena?
Oh my goodness, I don't know where to even begin. With the previous caller, using the word abuse, I think it is beyond even abuse because it's so that we have worked so hard to buy these properties and to be done such like this by a managing agent and then causing a collusion within the complex, which should be a community for us to stay in, to be safe where we know that our kids, it's an investment for them. However, I feel so different, and I'm telling you, a lot of us in the complex I stay at in Johannesburg, in Roodepoort, we have a managing agent who's not looking at the best interest of us. It's a way where a managing agent has been there for more than 18 years. And that person would have to be experienced as fundis, educate us and guide us, and look after us. However, it's totally different. Okay, let me just give you a scenario of what happened to me.
Quickly, sis.
In 2016, my husband, so for a couple of months we could not pay. So what for 3 months we stayed without lights because we were owing. So we did acknowledge the debt. However, EAOD acknowledgement of debt that was drawn up. It was drawn up, however, in the amount that was different to the amount that was owed by us. So now this year, in May the 14th, 2018, our goods were repossessed by my sheriffs of Roodepoort South. And when the goods were repossessed, I mean, that's a position that we spent thousands on to buy. However, it came to an amount of 6,000 less than, and it was half less of the amount that was owed, which was 12,000. So, and in addition to that, the lawyer who is supposed to be acting in the best interest of us, a complex team, whom we hired as the body corporate, instead, she did not let fees, the legal fees, to be taxed by the taxing master first. So before our stuff was repossessed. So our stuff was repossessed illegally, first of all. And one thing I can tell you, Sisi, we've actually educated ourselves as a body corporate. A few of us, we've gone to CISOs even 3 times to have sent down with conciliator and adjudicators.
Sister let me just ask you, Ntokazi, in the end, did you get, how did you resolve the situation? Did you get indlu yenu back, impahla zenu abayirepossessa? Do you have them back with you now?
Okay, remember before they repossessed the house, if you have not taken back the furniture, that's when they'll repossess the house, Bone.
Yes.
Tina, we did, luckily, thank God, Satoli Mali, and then we went to the sheriff's side, Batala, that amount for storage, and then we did take back our goods. However, they were damaged. In the state that they were in, taken for 4 days. I can tell you the furniture I bought in November was already damaged, which I'm still having a battle with the sheriff to even do my claim now. They keep on saying no, they're still waiting for insurance, That's 4 months after the whole incident. Still today, nothing has been done.
So, Tebogo, we're going to have to leave it then. Ntokazi, thank you so much for advice. We're also going to ask our panelists just to chip in there. Mbukeli, now if you find yourself in a similar situation, please, ungaindawo, because we're going to have our expert try and address that issue. Siyabuya shortly after that. Welcome back. Ungasfonela la e-studio 011-714-6918 or 714-6919. Sikhona ku Twitter na ku Facebook na ku email consumer@sabc.co.za. Sixoxa namhlanje ngeinkinga ohlangabezana nazo uma phela wena uqasha noma uthenga kulezi zinto ezibizwa ama-complex nama-sectional titles. Niyazi Mbukeli, abantu abaningi sebejwayele ukuthi yazini ngoba ngifika nje sengiphethe osofa, i-bathroom isiyakhiwe nani sengizofika ngithenga uthenge kanti cha ababuzange langena ukuthi what are some of the issues ezimayelana nale ndawo oqeda ukuyithenga. I do have Mr. Alan ovela kwa Alan Levy Attorneys, nginaye uSis Wanda noSis Deli Intokazi ke bona badila ngama estate boards. Let's quickly have a look, or rather Alan, do you want to quickly just comment on our callers? It was more of an advice that she gave us. I mean, seeing the experience that she went through, she says they finally taught themselves as a group of owners that they really need to go through everything that has been given to them in that contract.
Okay, the caller raised a whole lot of questions.
Yeah.
The one she raised was the debiting of her levy statement with legal costs. And I want to say to the caller that yes, she is entitled to ask the body corporate to have those legal costs taxed. So she can say to them now, credit the legal costs, have them taxed, and then they can be re-debited. And if the body corporate doesn't comply, that can form part of her CSOS application. I also want to let her know that regarding her claim against the sheriff, the small claims court for her jurisdiction, normally situate at the local magistrates court, can entertain her claim.
Okay.
So she can go to the local magistrates court, cite the sheriff as a respondent, and in that summons at the small claims court, claim against the sheriff the amount that her goods were damaged by.
Where do you think there was a misunderstanding here, Alan? Where do you think the owners were not maybe active enough, or they responded late? Where do you think there was that leeway for them to find themselves in that situation?
It sounds from what I've heard that the owners acted very late. And I also want to encourage all people watching the show to act early. If you get a letter of demand or a summons, act when you receive those documents by going to the CSOS office or contacting my offices, but do not wait until the sheriff walks into your office to attach or remove your furniture. Deal with things sooner rather than later.
All right, let's quickly take a look at some of your Facebook messages that are coming through, and then I'll take Tabisile, who stays in Rudaport, not far from Gwa. Mrs. Tabisile, I'll be with you in a moment. Usphiwe Biyase uthi ayikudlala ngabantu bakithi kurong kabi nje lokhu abakwenzayo, siyabona nathi insizwa or intokazi. Phumlani Henson says this thing of sectional titles and its body corporates, it's a money-making ploy. I think government should do something to thwart this exploitation. But is there anything that government can do, Sister?
I think government has put legislation in place
Yeah.
to deal with such. The only thing that needs to happen is that people need to educate themselves regarding this legislation so that they are armed when they meet such problems and know how to deal with them. They should also know which bodies to approach. Anytime they have a problem, they should act quickly and approach those bodies. The CSOs is there, the EAB is there when it comes to managing agents, and we'll be able to assist them. Because when they leave the issues to prolong for a long time, a lot of things then happen during that period. They take, as she said, they take their furniture and do all sorts of things. Yet if they try and cap that situation earlier, then we as bodies that have been entrusted with those legislation can assist those people.
But how could you assist them if somebody comes to you and says that they're not able to pay their levies for the next couple of months? Can they get a little bit of time to sort out their financial issues? How would you then be able to assist them there, Sis Wanda?
Well, what we do, we bring both parties together and encourage them to find a solution. And we understand legislation here too is still quite new. It came into existence officially in 2016.
2016, yes.
People don't know their rights, and one of the mandates of USISOS is to educate people. So that will be a big education drive so that people know where they can go to, first of all, and what their rights are. Okay. But also homeowners must also educate themselves. They must be proactive. Learn about the conduct rules of your estate where you're staying. Find out about decisions, how they were made. And also find out how things are, where you can get help. And government has done something, that is the establishment of the Community Schemes Ombud Service. This is why we were established. And Abantu can come to us. They have to lodge a dispute with us if they've got a case. And say, where do I go to? This is the place that you go to.
All right. And Alan, when do they come to you? Is this now when they realize they can't pay, or their assets are now being attached, or they're being removed?
Owners come to us in varying circumstances, and often our offices and the services CSOS offer can overlap. So one might find an owner or a body corporate coming to my office, and one might find me helping them via addressing letters to the guilty party,
okay,
or me taking the other party to court,
okay,
or me taking my client to CSOS. So often the attorney, the courts and the CSOS are sometimes involved in a triangle to assist the affected party.
Awesome stuff. All right, Mbugeli, I hope you are taking notes lapho, especially kulaba ba-onayo izindlu. You really need to educate yourself, otherwise ngempela uzoyithola usuhleli emgaqweni. Sisithabisile Ntokazi, umakhelwane wami wena, kunjani?
Hello, sis. Ukhuluma noThabisile. Mina ngifuna ukubuza uba what is the recourse for aba bantu babhatalayo? Because ibuhlungu into yokuba wena uthi uyabhatala every month and then uzobona ileta evula SCOJ isithi kuzoterminatewa umbane while wena ubhatala and xa kuterminatewa kuterminatela wonke umuntu.
Alright.
Like ubhatale ilevies immediately kungasebenzi igate nongabhatali uyathi igate ayisebenzi.
Okay.
Imali izovilaphe yokufikisa lezo zinto.
Okay, Ntokazi, I'm going to ask you ukuthi ungayindawo hlala nje lapho kumabona kude wakho sathatha ikhefu bengibuya nje ngiqala ngawe ngiphendula umbuzo wakho. Let's quickly take a Facebook message while we head to the ad break. Johan, can I quickly see that one? Pogiso Moigwatlaye says those rules are very important because everything will be on the right way for a complex living person. Properties will be safe. Even if sometimes you pay, you don't get a full product that you are charged for, which links us to actually our caller's question, and we're going to tackle that shortly after this break. Mbugeli, ungayindawo, Yilungelo Lakho, it's your right. It's our final segment lana ke namhlanje Mbukeli sisaxoxa phela ngeenkingo ohlangana bezana nazo uma wena uqasha noma uthenga kwinto ebizwa i-sectional title noma i-complex. We had a previous caller there and I've explained to you, Alan, the nature of her question during the break. Just very quickly, what can she do there?
In that owner's situation, and it's important for all owners out there listening, an owner in a community scheme has to attempt to make sure that there is a proper board of trustees and a proper managing agent doing their job. And one of the parts of that job is collecting the levies from all the owners. Because if the levies aren't collected, the body corporate can't pay the creditors, such as the municipality. And then the whole complex's electricity can be turned off. And even those owners who are up to date cannot have electricity. So owners have to try and make sure.
Is that fair, though, Alan? Is that fair?
It's unfair, but unfortunately, I know in the city of Johannesburg, we have a bylaw which says COJ can terminate a supply if the customer is in arrears. So you might well land up with a paying owner in a community scheme who does not have electricity.
All right. Thank you so much for that clarification, Alan. Sipho from Soweto, ngiyakwamukela Nsizwa, uthi qaba nje umbuzo wakho khona sokuphendula before sivala uhlelo.
Ngiyabingelela sis Alicia.
Kunjani
Ukhuluma noSipho Serosto. Ngiyaphila.
Siyaphila Nsizwa.
Bengithi ngicela ukubuza ukuthi do they have a number that they can call for tenants, because of maybe they might not be aware that it's illegal for cutting off or switching off electricity, that they can call so that they can attend to that matter, and then they should have maybe a committee that helps tenants to make suggestions as they stay in complexes. This is the crisis or problem that you're facing. So as a committee, and then I would also like to suggest that maybe if they can have at least a contact number that they can call and use. Do they have it there?
All right, siyabonga bhuti Sipho Nsizwa. Nangu usiswande.
Number bangayifonela ngu-010 593 0533 okanye baye ku-website if they've got connection to internet on www.csos.org.za.
All right, sicela leyo number futhi again Ntokazi.
010 593 0533.
All right, siyabonga kakhulu. All right, now, so I'm going to take last minute questions that I actually went online, Alan and the ladies, and I just checked some of the issues pertaining to these sectional titles and complexes. And now, Siswanda, I believe you can tell us better how you can help with assistance to the conduct of rules when it comes to body corporates. How do you do that?
All community schemes whether you're sectional titles or retirement villages, for example, they have to register with the CSOS. So if you're complex and you don't know if your scheme is registered, I encourage you to contact us to find out if your scheme is registered. That's when we pick up. We look at the conduct rules as part of the registration process. But are they fair and equitable? And if it's bona indo, that's when we contact the managing agent or the trustees and say you must correct one or two situations. So that's how we regulate the sector.
All right. And your final thoughts, Estelle?
Basically, for us is, other than education, people should try and make sure that when they appoint managing agents, they appoint reputable managing agents to avoid all the chaos that occurs later with managing agents that are not acquainted with the Sectional Titles Act, that are not acquainted with the Estate Agents Affairs Act, because they don't know the code of conduct. And when they go into the complex, they start messing up everything. Instead of them advising the trustees or advising the body corporate as to how things should be run, they end up colluding and doing the wrong things. So in appointing managing agents, please make proper investigations as to whether that managing agent is registered, and you can also get references whether that managing agent has managed other body corporates as well.
All right, thank you so much. And of course, if you've got any questions, you know Alan is your go-to man because he is our resident attorney when it comes to your property issues. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being here this afternoon. Bugeli, unfortunately, that is how we come to the end of uhlelo lethu lanamhlanje. Ngithi ngibonge ivakashi zethu ngokuthi basiphe isikhathi sabo. Ngiphinde ngibonge nani beni active namhlanje, niyafona, niyatweeta, nenza yonke into which shows interest kule topic. Ngizocela amaboss wami ukuthi siphinde sivisithe le topic engathi isenezinto eziningi ekumele sizidingide. Alicia Nhlanhla kaJali right here on Yilungelo Lakho. Bye bye.